What's up, guys? It's Brandon with Extreme Daily Drivers, where we are always balling on a budget and wrenching in our garage. Today we are going to do some interior, something I really haven't done much with the Prelude, besides suspension parts and stuff like that. So we're going to go over a couple of things I've already done to the car that I didn't film because it was prior to me starting this channel. And we're going to install a couple things today. They're kind of cool. I don't know, I think they're cool. So anyway, that's enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and get started. So anyway, I've actually done a lot to the interior of the car. I'm sorry if the lighting sucks right now, but it's the best I can do. I always have people out in my neighborhood whenever I want to film something, so I can't do it in the driveway because they're just going to be making noise and dogs barking and everything else. So anyway, the first thing I did to this car when I started working on the interior was I gutted it. I took everything out, even the old carpet, which I basically tore out, which was really dumb. Don't do that. If you're going to replace your carpet, don't tear it out. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I took everything out except for the dashboard. I wanted to clean it. I wanted to vacuum it. I wanted to get everything out so it didn't smell like anything or whatever. And I ordered a new carpet kit from, I think it was Rock Auto. I think it was Rock Auto, and I think it's an APC kit. I can't remember the name exactly. But I think it was 140 bucks or something really cheap. I got it in black, and it arrived and actually fit really well. I did not get the insulation that goes on the bottom of it. I forget what it's called, but from what I read, it's really, really hard to work with. So I didn't want to mess with that. So I got it without, and instead of using that backing, mass backing, that's what it's called. Instead of using the mass backing, I went ahead and put down kind of my own insulation to prevent heat and stuff like that from coming through the carpet, and as well as keeping things quiet. So the carpet installation was a complete nightmare. I mean, it's literally the worst thing I've ever done to a car. It's even worse than pressing out bearings or bushings. It's just awful. And one of the reasons why it's so bad is because whatever carpet you buy, if you buy a carpet kit, it doesn't come pre-cut. It's just basically carpet. And you have to put in all the holes. And you'd be shocked by how many holes you have to actually put in the carpet in order to get it to lay down. You obviously have to cut out the shifter box. You have to cut out all 4 seat holes for where the seats bolt down. You have to cut out where the door pull is, or for the trunk, as well as for the gas tank. I mean, that was a total pain in the ass. That was the hardest part of the whole thing. But there are countless holes. I'm leaving holes out that you have to cut in the carpet. And cutting carpet is not easy, even with a proper cutting knife. And not to mention the fact that you have this like brand new thing that is totally unmolested, and you're taking a knife to it and cutting all these random holes in it. So it's a nightmare. It was the worst part of this build so far, hands down. So after I got the carpet taken care of, reinstalled the interior, one of the things I replaced at the same time was my shift boot, which, as you can see now, looks like complete crap. And one of the reasons it looks so bad is I used to have a $5 shift boot that I got off eBay that was suede with blue stitching, and it did fit, but it just looked like crap. It looked cheap, it looked crappy. It like actually hurt the interior of this car, which is hard to do. Just to show you how much it hurt the interior of the car, I actually like this better, which is the stock boot, which I chopped off that clip and just shoved everything down in here, which I actually think looks better than that suede boot I had on there. But this is one of the things we're going to fix today, because I got a new shift boot from redline.com, so we're going to install one of those today. So yeah, I went ahead and got a new shift boot. This is also a short shifter that I got from Mustard Cat, very popular on the 3rd gen Prelude scene. You can look him up. What you do basically is you send your shifter to him. He cuts it down about an inch and also reconfigures it so the throws are actually shorter. And it's a great upgrade, and it's very inexpensive. You should totally use him if you're not even if you're on the fence about getting a short shifter. Get it anyway. I mean, support the guy because he's doing great work. So I got a short shifter, and then of course I got my personal steering wheel. You can see there. And it has the NRG quick release, which probably can't do with one hand. Definitely can't do with one hand, huh? It's a lot harder than you think. There we go. The Energy quick release. I actually didn't want the quick release, but when I saw it came in this gold, which matched my lug nuts perfectly, and it's the gold accent color that I want to use throughout the car, I decided to go with it. So anyway, that's the story behind that. So after I got the carpet replaced, I got my little shift knob from Skunk 2, always wanted one of those. And I got my short shifter, and I got my steering wheel, and the Energy quick release hub. I wanted to finish the interior off and get some floor mats. So, not a lot of information about floor mats for these cars. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, if you search on floor mats for a 3rd gen Prelude, there's very little conversation about floor mats for this car. Obviously, you can't go to Honda and get them new. You haven't been able to for like 20 years. But there's not a lot about aftermarket stuff, aftermarket floor mats for this car. So I didn't have much to go on, other than like one thread I could find on PreludePower.com. So I decided to take a shot, and since I was really happy with the APC carpet kit that I got, I decided to go with their floor mats. I got them from Rock Auto. They were a good deal. I think they were like 130 bucks for 4, you know, front and rear. And it took a while to come in because you order it and they make them. But I got them. I was excited. I put them in the car. They didn't even come close to fitting. I mean, they were so off, way off. It was like they were made for a totally different car. And to make things even more annoying is I had to actually take photos of it and send them in to Rock Auto in order to get a refund. So they admitted, or they conceded, that the carpet didn't fit, and I did get my money back. So it took me a while to get floor mats, but I finally did get a new pair. So don't ask me why I didn't do this to begin with, but I decided to go with some Lloyds floor mats because I've had really good experience with them. They're known for great quality, and never had a problem with the way they fit. So back in the day, I had a DA Integra. This is an 89, and needed floor mats. So I called, ordered from Lloyds, came quick, fit perfectly. I had a Toyota Tacoma that needed floor mats, and I didn't want to go with the factory ones. So I ordered from Lloyds. They came, fit perfectly. So this time I decided not to screw around. I went to AutoAnything.com and placed an order for some just front floor mats because there's really no room in the back seat for anything or anybody. And they came and they fit perfectly. So I want to show you real quick how cool they look. Okay, so here you can see, and again, I apologize for the lighting. It's not the greatest, but I have a blue interior, but I decided to do the carpet in black, and my floor mats are also in black. So I was able to get this rad kind of emblem or insignia, whatever you want to call this thing, stitched into the carpet from Lloyds. They have a partnership or agreement with Honda. Honda allows them to put their font on things, so it's pretty cool. The passenger side fits great, but I really want to show you this driver side because this is where it's at. I'm going to take the mat out. So anyway, check it out. I mean, it's dirty. I mean, it's kind of dirty. But anyway, you can see the precision cut, pedals, and then around the trunk and gas cap filler pull, whatever. But you can see the Lloyds Mats little emblem there. But this thing fits great. The only complaint I have is I wish this Honda emblem was here. That way it would match up with the passenger side when both carpets are in the car, because the passenger side can move around a little bit, but this one can't because of the cutouts here. They do have the grommets if you want to actually connect this to your existing carpet, but I haven't done that because this cutout here prevents the carpet from moving. So I'm not going to put more holes in my carpet if I don't have to. So again, here you can see how it fits around the trunk and gas tank pull, and just how nicely it looks in there. So that's kind of what I've done to the interior. Two things we are going to do today is we are going to install a shift boot from redlinegoods.com, and that's going to be interesting because I'm already seeing an issue, but hopefully we can get around that. And then we're going to do something that I do to every car I have. I love interior lighting, just a little accent lighting. I've had it in every car I've ever had since I was 18. So what I do is I put the little lights underneath the footwells to illuminate while you're driving at night. I always think it looks so rad. So I got blue ones. We're going to install those. So enough talking. Let's start taking this interior apart, and let's replace this shift boot. So here's a short shifter that I got from Mustard Cat. It's pretty rad. He welds it down here, I guess. But all new stuff in here. Bushings, whatever he puts in there. That's all new. So initially when you get your shifter back, it's like brand new. And the way I held most of this carpet together was with zip ties. So it's a pretty popular way to install carpet, and it keeps it nice and tight if you don't have like all the stuff you need to, you know, if you don't do interiors for a living, the zip ties will work better than like hog rings or something similar to that. All right, so here's the center console. There's the old shift boot. That's how it gets installed. Here is the new shift boot that I got from redlinegoods.com, and I've ordered from them. This is my third shift boot now that I've gotten from them. They do a really good job. They don't, in my opinion, do a perfect job. Some of the things they expect you to do are incredibly challenging. You can do it, but it's super hard. It's like they want you to reuse stuff from your old, from your, like, you know, OEM stuff from your old shifter, and it's like impossible. You have to be like a professional leather stretcher in order to do some of the things that they're asking you to do. But anyway, so I got this shift boot. It was like 45 bucks, something like that. Shift boots normally come, like if you buy a standard one from them, they come in 4 seams. So this one only has 2. So basically going up the front, come down the rear, and it's got the blue stitching. And it's just regular black leather. But they normally come in 4 seams, so there would be a seam here, and there would be a seam here, which in my opinion causes the boot to fit and look kind of stupid. That's how my suede one was that was on the car originally, and I hate that look. So I wanted something like this. It's going to be a lot cleaner once it's installed. Alright guys, that actually was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. So, check it out. Pretty cool. Pretty straight. Right? And I follow the directions. So I used the bracket to hold the leather down, and it actually turned out pretty well. So I am very satisfied with this. I think it looks great. I think once we get it in the car, it's going to look even better. This is a good time to clean this stuff too if you haven't already. If you ever do something like this, take it apart, clean it. But I just did this like a month ago, so I'm not going to bother cleaning it. I will say that even though this worked out well, I feel like there should be a better way. This boot should come with the metal inside of it or something, because I hate messing with this old, fragile, like a practically 30-year-old plastic. I'm always afraid it's going to break. So you have to be super, super careful. Like, you can't screw the screws in too tight. You can't like hold this tightly. The thing will shatter. So we got it in there. It was pretty painless, but I do think they could improve their product by putting a little, you know, metal rim around it. I mean, you know, 45, 50 bucks, whatever I paid for this, something like that. Yeah, they should put the metal rim in there. But anyway, yeah, turned out great, I think. So we're going to throw it in the car, see how it looks. But installation, good so far. All right, here it is installed. What do you guys think? I like it and I don't like it. I asked them to make it an inch shorter, which I believe they did. However, I also asked them to put a typical collar on it, not the collar that's supposed to accept the factory shift knob. But it looks to me, that looks like factory shift knob boot size. So it rides up a little weird. I will say this is my third kind of option, and it's definitely the best option. It's better than the $5 shift boot that was made out of suede, and it's better than my cut down 30-year-old clapped out vinyl shift boot. So, you know, it's like I got a $300 or $250 steering wheel, which is awesome leather suede combination. It would be nice if my shift boot kind of matched in some fashion. The materials are really nice. The leather's super cool, super nice, super soft, and over time it'll break in. But for now, I guess it's the best we got. I guess the Skunk 2 shift knob doesn't help all that much either, because it's just so little. I have another weighted shift knob that I might try to see if it's a better look. I just like the Skunk 2 shift knob. But we'll see. We'll see if it's a better look. Alright, so this is my countersunk shift knob. Unfortunately, I thought all Hondas were the same, but apparently they're not because this does not fit. This is off my 2012 Civic Si that I had, and when I sold it, I put the original shift knob back on and kept this one for myself because it's almost a pound and it's countersunk. So it sits super low. I definitely like this look better. I mean, the boot has to break in. And I guess I'm being really nitpicky about a stupid shift boot, but you know, I want it to look right. So, I don't know. I might have to get one of these in my future. It's kind of annoying that this doesn't fit. I can maybe get an adapter to put in there, but I don't know. It's not even worth it. I'll just spend the extra $60 and get another one of these. These things are rad. You should get one if you don't have one. I'll put a link in the description below as to where I got it. It's pretty popular. I can't think of the company's name right now because I got this like 4 years ago, but it's a rad shift knob, and it fits better than the Skunk 2 one. It sits crazy low too, which is pretty cool. I could probably readjust the way this shift boot fits and pull some of the slack like back. Is going to get to a point of no return in trying to do that, so I don't know. I'm going to let it break in for a while, let it stretch out, but for now the Skunk 2 is going back on. Anyway, comment below as to which one you think's better. And let me know if you even have another shift knob that would be an even better solution, or if you have any kind of solution whatsoever on making this all look, fit, and be better. Let me know. Okay, so the second part of this video is going to be installing these guys. This is an $8 kit I got off Amazon because, you know, we're always balling on a budget here at Extreme Daily Drivers. So I have something similar to this in my XP. These are cold cathode light. I think that's how you say it. Comment below if I'm saying that incorrectly. But basically, what you get are 2 light bars, kind of like a transmitter they plug into, and some generic wiring. You get a switch. We're not using the switch. And I don't even know what that is. Some sort of double-sided stick tape or some crap like that. This is for like lighting up your $3,000 computer, I think. Here at Extreme Daily Drivers, we got like $300 Chromebooks. We don't need this kind of stuff. But, you know, $8. I mean, $8 is $8. These things are pretty rad. So it used to be back in the day, it used to be neon. You used to put neon tubes everywhere, under your car, under your dash. Then everything went to LED, and you can still do LED stuff, but back in the day is when the Scion XB scene was huge. These cold cathodes were super popular, and they're very inexpensive. So let's get some power to this thing. Let's see it light up. Alright, so I just hacked up the wiring a little bit. I've actually never used this particular product. I used to order this stuff from this place called Osnium. It's a great website. I'll put a link in the description, but if you need exterior lighting, they're a place to go. But they stopped carrying these, probably because they're old news. So that's why I had to go to Amazon. But check it out. You plug the 2 LED cathodes, whatever they're called, into this little transmitter. Obviously we have, I mean, after I hacked up the wiring, we got a positive and a negative. And I got a motorcycle battery down here. And when we connect, check it out. Pretty rad. So now all we have to do is find a power source somewhere underneath this dashboard that's going to light these babies up, and use some zip ties and hook them up. All right, my $8 lights are installed, and God, it's never easy installing this stuff. I don't know how like freaking car stereo guys do it, because laying on your back, sticking your head under the dash is freaking terrible. But anyway, let me show you how I hooked it up. So here we got our fuse box, and there's my add a fuse. So I had an open fuse spot there. I got an add a fuse at Advanced. It was like $8 or something like that. So what it does is it takes a fuse spot on your fuse box and allows you to add a line. That red line right there is my line to power my lights. And then you have to ground it, which is always a joy. And here is where I grounded it. See right there? So drill that hole, have that little guy. So that's the ground. All right, I'm gonna turn the lights off. Spooky. I want you to get the full effect. You guys ready? What? Pretty cool, huh? Not bad for $8. Head unit matches. Forgot to tell everybody I got the head unit off Amazon, $100, and I upgraded the speakers. But yeah, pretty rad, right? Give you a better view. Shh, look how cool that is. So that's it, guys. Prelude interior, shift boot, accent lighting. Hope you enjoyed the video. I think the interior is pretty much kind of done. The accent lighting, I love the accent lighting. It always makes me feel like it's my car once that accent lighting goes in. But thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell for notifications so when I make a video, you guys know about it right away. And yeah, please subscribe. Jeez, we're almost at 1,000. We're real close, this close. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.